neben mir der Mann, der an diesem Abend dabei war, Gründungsmitglied Geezer Butler. Hi, Geezer.
Hello, how are you?
This is the place. I mean, how are you feeling towards it nowadays?
Well, it's a shame that the club that we started off is no longer a club. It looks like it's just an empty room now. It just takes me back. This is where the whole thing started. We used to have a residency here. We used to play here every Tuesday, and every time we played here, the crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then after about a year, we just built up a really loyal following. And this is where our first manager signed us up for a management deal. And everything just went from here, really.
Do you remember the exact date when it all happened?
Oh, no. I think it's sometime in early '69.
So, yeah.
Or '68.
That's more than 2 decades, more than 25 years. Now you're standing here, having a new band called GZR, and you have an album out called Plastic Planet. Is there any deeper feelings you have towards the past still, or is it a whole new era now?
Well, I think you have to move on, you know. I mean, Birmingham has changed considerably, and I think my life has changed considerably. But it's always nice to come back to where we started from, you know, back to the roots sort of thing.
Okay, then we are going to see something very new now. Das neue Video von... Dies hier ist das sportliche Heiligtum von Birmingham, das Stadion von Aston Villa, Geezer's Lieblingsclub. Geezer, when was the first time you've been to the stadium?
When I was 7 years old. I think that was 1957, just after they won the FA Cup. And I stood just over there before the seats were in.
Your dad?
No, on my own. I think I went with a friend of mine who was like another little kid. That was when it was safe to go, before all the violence happened in England.
When was the last time?
No violence now. The last time was about 6 weeks ago against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, Aston Villa is successful again. You're hoping to be successful with GZR, and like a football team, you selected your players too. How did you come across those people, and who is it in?
Pedro House is on guitar. He lives not far from here. I'd known him for a long time and been jamming together and writing stuff together for about the last 8 years now. Dean Castronova I met when I was doing the Ozzy Osbourne album. I played him the music and he loved it and wanted to do it. And then Burton Bell, his manager, sent me a Fear Factory CD, and I just loved the way Burton sounded, and we just got together and he loved the music and we went in and did it.
Great. Okay, the next clip you requested is from At the Gates. Why is that? What have you thought when you picked this?
I was doing a radio interview in America, and At the Gates they played one of the tracks, and I just really liked the sound of it. I think they're a good band.
Sehen wir jetzt At the Gates mit Kingdom Gone. Hinter uns wurde Paranoid geschrieben in einem Proberaum irgendwann in der späten Vormittagsstunde. Geezer, this is the place where one of the most important songs in rock history was composed. Do you remember the day when you came together and wrote this song?
Well, we did practically all the first album here and the second album, so it's probably to the middle of 1969 we came down here and wrote most of the first album, and for Paranoid we wrote that in early '70, so we were still living around the Aston area then.
It's so funny when we talk about GZR now and the album Plastic Planet. Many people expected you to do something similar to what you did in those times, and you totally surprised all the people waiting for a solo album from you. Was it somehow conscious, or were you constantly following music evolution over the last 20 years?
No, I just wanted to refine what I was doing in Sabbath. I wanted to get back to the rawness of how we used to do it here. You know, just go in and do like just simple guitar, bass and drums and not thousands of overdubs or anything. And just keep the rawness and the power. It's exactly the same. I wrote this album the same way as I've written, you know, the stuff that I used to write in Sabbath. But I just wanted it to keep it heavier and keep the rawness of it instead of ruining it in the production.
Now it sounds like a very 95 record, and it's got modern elements on there. Is that you're more into new bands nowadays instead of listening to the 70s stuff?
No, I always like to progress. You know, I've been doing it for 25 years now, and I don't want to keep doing the same stuff that I've been doing for 25 years. I want to progress and do the music that I like. This is the first time that I've been able to have complete control over everything that I've written, and because I'm working with more younger and more modern musicians, you know, it comes out sounding like that. But basically, it's exactly the same way as what I've always been doing.
Are you somehow fearing that you might want to lose some old fans of those times?
No, I'm not doing it to please other people. I'm doing it to please me, because you have to be honest. It's, you know, I'm making music, and if you don't make music that you're honest about, if you make it just to sell millions of albums or to get to please other people, then it's pointless doing it. I've done that in the past, and it's, you know, it's no good doing that. So now I'm back to just making music that I like, just for me. And if anybody else likes it, that's great.
Okay. Next video you picked is from a band called Down, fronted by Phil Anselmo. What's the reason you picked it?
Well, I love Pantera. I think Phil Anselmo is one of my favourite frontmen. He's a great singer. And I think the album's a great album. It reminds me a lot of early Sabbath stuff. It's great.
Okidoki, dann gibt es also Down mit Stone the Crow.